5 signs of depression and ways to overcome it. Depression is one of the most common mental health problems worldwide, and you'll likely encounter it at some point within your experience or that of someone close to you. That's why it's useful to know the signs. Many associate depression with sadness and a lack of enjoyment of daily life and activities. However, this is not always the case. Depression can manifest also in other ways. 1. Irritability. Rather than feeling sad, many people feel angry or constantly irritable. They might lash out and experience anger at small situations, often feeling guilty, ashamed, or misunderstood afterwards. This irritability tends to be coupled with a sense of fatigue, emotional and physical, and not feeling well rested even after a full night of sleep. 2. Difficulties planning and following goals. When you have depression, suddenly planning becomes more difficult. You can have a hard time anticipating the future and making plans. This is related to cognitive difficulties associated with depression. In practice, you might find yourself struggling to start doing things, especially those you know need doing, and have a lot of trouble keeping deadlines or planning your day. 3. Memory troubles. A sign of depression is forgetting things, appointments, your phone, details of what someone told you. Depression makes it harder to focus in the moment and also affects our memory. 4. Changes in eating habits. Depression leads to changes in eating habits. Some people lose their appetites and start eating much less, but others begin eating much more and might gain weight as a result. Our preferences also change. We might no longer enjoy our favorite foods, favoring things that are sweet and salty, especially junk food, and also eat at odd times. Many people with depression feel that they don't have enough energy to cook and often choose what's quick, even if it's not filling or nutritious. 5. Recurring thoughts about death. In addition to thoughts about suicide that sometimes accompany depression and are quite severe, people with this condition might also have recurring thoughts about death, although not necessarily their own death. These are some of the less well-known signs of depression. So what can you do to overcome it? It may be useful to follow the usual advice, like seeking professional support, therapy, and medication. In addition to this, dietary changes and exercise are also quite helpful. What else can be done? Meditation is a useful practice with proven effectiveness that can be a good complement to therapy. It can be relaxing and help us gain more control over our thoughts. For many, it is also a practice that brings energy. Another useful tip is to seek out nature. Spending more time outdoors and being around natural environments can also be a good support for depression, while being in purely urban spaces or indoors is less beneficial. Something else to consider is art. For many people, any kind of artistic activity, regardless of ability, becomes an escape and a source of comfort. It can be a way to support oneself during a depressive episode.